watching today. I want to start out by saying thank you. We reached 20,000 subscribers. We've been around for like 3 months. Getting 20,000 subscribers that quickly. Thank you very, very much for subscribing. It's great. The channel has grown. We really appreciate it. And to say thank you, on Friday, the 16th of November, which if you're watching this the day it comes out, is tomorrow, I'm going to do a live Q&A on this channel, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I'll be here. I probably won't be wearing a jacket, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'll be here for an hour, and we'll do some questions and answers, and it'll be fun just to say thank you. But just in case you can't make it, let me thank you right now. Okay, so on Thursdays, we like to do a bunch of things. And the first I like to do, especially as the year goes along, some film futures. If you listen to the podcast, you heard on Thursday's episode, I talked about Lamar Jackson. And there's a chance Lamar Jackson might play this week against the Bengals because Joe Flacco isn't healthy. It might be Robert Griffin as well. But the film futures segment is kind of about looking at their future, looking at 2019 and beyond. I thought I'd break down some Lamar Jackson film that I talked about on the podcast. You can see it for yourself right here. Let's start with this. Week 1, Jackson gets a pitch out, finds his path blocked, and decides to throw on the run. And doesn't go well. For sure, he's got some pressure here, but throwing it on the run is going to be a lot of what Lamar Jackson does. So please be more accurate than this. Now, just a few weeks ago, there's this one. It's a read option. He keeps it. He winds up having Willie Snead wide open. And there's some pressure in Jackson's face. And once again, he is on the run. And this time he spikes it into the ground. This is not good. Jackson has 12 career regular season pass attempts. I'd be lying if I said I've decoded exactly what he is as a thrower. But this is not good. But in Baltimore's more recent game, before their bye, while, the game was still close, and here Jackson rolls right and does make an accurate throw on the run into a tighter window, frankly. It's nice to know he can do it. And again, it's such a tiny sample size. The Ravens will have a much better idea of what the kid can do based on what they see in practice. One more time, we get to thank Thursday Boots for sponsoring us this week on the YouTube channel. Thursday Boots are great. These are my Thursday Boots. These are the natural captains. I absolutely love them. I've had these boots for about 3 years. They are still in fantastic shape. You can probably see. They have the durability of a work boot, but they're not just a work boot. They're certainly the style of a fashion boot. They're American made. They're made in the same factories that make all the old stodgy brands that your parents and grandparents wore. But Thursday Boots are not stodgy. They're great. They're a fantastic buy. They start at $149. If you click the link below me in the show notes, it'll take you over to their site. It'll give us a little credit too, so that's lovely. But really, $149 for a pair of boots that's going to last you season after season. They're fantastic. I really love them. They've been a great sponsor this week. We thank them very much, and if you're looking for a pair of boots, we do recommend them. Back at it with Lamar Jackson. Back in week 1, watch Jackson not throw it with the requisite zip here. Oh cool, Mark Andrews is open. I'll just sort of loft it right in there. But in the NFL, linebackers, first of all, will clutch and grab, and then they're fast. You can't see a window like that and just sort of dink it over there. You got to zip it in there. By week 8, albeit in garbage time, Jackson shows he's learned something. He throws this one on a little bit more of a rope. Now, complaints about him as a prospect were that his throwing motion sort of a little flippy, right? But he's got a quick release. It's not the biggest arm in the league, but you can see he's okay arm-wise. Now watch him connect on this pass, but watch Jackson's eyes. He is locked in on Max Williams. He waits and waits and waits, and then Williams breaks open, and Jackson pulls the trigger. And on this play action, again, watch his eyes. He's never going anywhere but John Brown on a short cross. There really are no plays so far on film where you can see Jackson going through progressions. Ravens just haven't asked him to do that in a game yet. It's 12 attempts, so we're not learning anything for sure. What we know is that Jackson has a potential as a runner to be the fantasy football cheat code. He's just going to have to be good enough as a passer so he can take advantage of stuff like this. Jackson may only have 12 pass attempts, but he has 28 rush attempts, and this is the kind of thing that keeps a defensive coordinator up at night. Once he keeps that ball, look at him just go. This is a student body left play where, like, imagine it's Wildcat. That's kind of what it looks like, right? Jackson is 6'2", 212 pounds. He ran a 4.34 at his pro day. If he's the running back, he's a scary running back, and he's a quarterback, so he can pull up and throw it too. This is early in the Carolina game. It's a wishbone look and a read option. If Jackson can also throw, oh boy, I mean, this is terrifying. If the Ravens don't wind up starting Jackson on Sunday, I understand why. He's been extremely limited as a thrower, and we don't know. Can he read a defense? Don't know. I think what we want to know going forward, and I assume that if Lamar Jackson's your starting quarterback, you're going to put in a bunch of plays like the ones we just saw, where he's going to run and maybe throw off of those runs. And in the end, the judgment we and the Ravens need to make is Jackson good enough as a thrower and a reader of defenses to take advantage of what will be great running skills? For the purposes of Dynasty, I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to cost you that much right now. He's been quiet, and maybe he'll cost more if he starts against the Bengals this week. I'm okay with the idea of taking a shot because if and when he is a starter in the league, if he's good enough as a thrower, it's going to be mighty good for fantasy. All right, let's take a look at my Week 11 picks against the spread. Another winning week last week. Win percentage is 57%, 59% for the Super Contest picks. Now, that Bengals-Ravens line that's listed here, that's the Super Contest line, but as of my recording this, because of the quarterback unknown, that game is off the board. I think the most recent line opening was like 3.5. If it's as high as 6.5, I sure like the Bengals, despite their chaos defense. The games that are starred are the ones I'll be playing in the Super Contest, and the Super Contest, that's their line that they gave. So I have two underdogs who I like straight up to win. That would be the Vikings and Washington. So I'll play them both in the Super Contest, and I guess I'll be on overall 3 home dogs, which would be Washington, the Lions, yuck, and Jacksonville, yuck. Okay, and like we do, I'm going to show you 5 more things that I saw on film from Week 10, either that'll make us smarter, mostly that'll make us smarter, but also just fun. One of them's kind of just fun. Let's count them down. It's been a while since I've shown you something from Joe Mixon. He didn't have a great cumulative day against the Saints, but this cut on the Bengals' first drive. Oof. The reason that Mixon is special is that his legs bend like that. He's a 220-pound back whose legs can let him cut at 90-degree angles and not have to stop, something that would shred every ligament in my body. Lots of guys cut. Very few lose that little momentum as they do it. I've dogged Mitch Trubisky on this channel, but game film is agnostic. Trubisky played his best game of the season, no question, against the Lions last week. Just didn't have the same level of mistakes. And this throw, this seam route, this is a difficult throw. That's perfect. That's beautiful. A lot of Trubisky's stats in that Lions game came on blown coverages, but I'm not penalizing the player for that. He didn't do the thing that he'd done in every other game, basically, which is get his mechanics all fouled up and overthrow 5 different passes by 10 yards. It was a very good day. All right, so here's the fun one. I don't watch highlight shows or anything like that. I really don't. So maybe this one's already been played to death, and maybe you're tired of it. And if so, I apologize, but it's just fun. It's just sort of what happens when Kareem Hunt, he telegraphs that he wants to be leapfrogging over a defender, and the tackler's like, oh, I know what you're going to do. The Raiders are a lava pit, but Doug Martin has played well. Now, I'm not going to say this play is amazing, but I just noted that he looked shot out of a cannon. Now, the thing that made the muscle hamstring good was always his best thing was his acceleration. I still think he has it. Frankly, I haven't seen a lot of wiggle or cutting out of him, but when he goes, he's a short, little, powerful dude. He's been drilling defensive backs. Hard to feel great about using any Raider, but if there's anyone, it is Martin. And lastly, I'm going to guess you've seen this highlight of Melvin Gordon, 66-yard touchdown, make the first guy miss, make the second guy miss, turn on the speed. This is impressive stuff. I still think there are people out there who think that Gordon doesn't have any actual speed to turn on. This is the play I really loved, though. This was a 4th and 1. Chargers go for it. It's 3-0 Raiders, late second quarter. That's just all effort and quickness and toughness. That's a loss. And somehow Gordon jumps, flinging his legs out sideways so the tackler misses him, and keeps going and then lunges and gets it. He is a special player. And that's it. Once again, to say thank you because we did reach 20,000 subscribers. I'll be right back here on the channel Friday, November 16th, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll do a Q&A. It'll last about an hour. Ask me fantasy stuff, non-fantasy stuff, whatever you like. I'm really happy to do it. Can't wait to talk to you all. In the meantime, I hope you really enjoy Week 11, and thank you for watching.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.